Welcome back, Dive Bomber fans, for another quick video on the Quick 56 gasser build for Pacific Tool and Gauge. So in this episode, we're going to get the boxing plates all welded onto our subframe so we can make that frame one. We're also going to put our Wilwood disc brakes on our spindles so we can make this thing a roller, because we got our buddy coming over to try to fix the quarter panel that's wasted on the driver's side. Join us. So what we're going to do now is take this subframe and get it merged with the Tri-5 Chevy frame. So the bottom's been skip welded, the inside, and then now we need to pie cut this top and the sides and get it pressed in so that way we can get a weld all the way around it. And then we're going to start adding our boxing plates. Now we're going to take the existing Tri-5 frame ends, squish them in with C-clamps, get them welded, get the parts we cut welded together, and then we're going to add our boxing plates. Our boxing plates go, there's 4 of them, inside, outside, top, bottom, and they're staggered. So not only do we have where we spliced it pretty much welded up, then we're going to have this one on there that sits more forward, and then we have another boxing plate that sits further back. And that way it just spreads the load out, and this is going to be a really strong part of the car. We got our frame sections all welded together, and now boxing plate time. So now that we've got our inside and outside boxing plates on there, they stick up just past the top of this subframe, and then this piece will go in there, but sometimes you got to just massage this a bit so that way it fits down in there, and then we clamp this down and bend this and then get it all welded on. Same for the bottom side and the other side. So now we have the boxing plates all welded up on our subframe, and we are getting the suspension back under here so that way we can center our leaf springs back here and tack our perch on. And we want a 31 and 5/8 from center to center of the front eyelet to the eyelet on the shackle bracket, not the leaf spring. And we'll get that welded up. Okay, so we're going on a field trip because I need a fender, and so we're going to borrow Sean's front wrap to mock up on our sedan. I was going to film us putting that in there, but what happened was I didn't. So my anxiety table is full, so we're going to start filling up Sean's 56.
I have a counseling session tomorrow.
And then they took my 56 front wrap.
Yeah.
They put a bunch of tools on it. So we got our front suspension back on here, and I need to make it a roller so we can get it back on the lift, get it up in the air, and get our new rear end stuck underneath it. But before I do that, I'm going to go ahead and paint the spindle, and we're going to put a Wilwood disc brake kit on this. So I'm going to assemble everything and drop the kingpin on there so I can make it a roller. This will speed up things later when all I have to do is pop the kingpin out, set it off to the side, paint all the rest of the stuff, and then just drop the kingpin back in there and not have to deal with that later. So just a side note on our kingpin, there's a little notch right there. That's where the set screw comes in from the kingpin boss on the axle. And I just line that up with my, let me do this, a little mark right there so I know how it goes in there to line up with our set screw. So now it's just a matter of getting our spindles painted and getting our Wilwood disc brake kit all assembled and the bearings greased and ready to go. Okay, so we got the spindles all assembled and our hubs and rotors. We are going to make this a roller night right now, put it out in the sun, get some photos of it looking like a gasser, and then get it up on the rack so we can put our quick performance Ford 9-inch housing in it. That's really, it's really nosebleed. We just have crappy tires on there. Go ahead and pull it back. We're going to have our resident Vanna White push the car out. Ta-da. There it is. It's not our front end. Doesn't have the tires on it, but it looks rad. Okay, so we got the car a roller, we got it back on the lift, and we got our mock-up housing or rear end out of it, and we got our quick performance housing in there. We got it centered, we got our 3 degrees, we tacked our ladder bar brackets on there, and then I'm going to put the 5/8 studs in the 35 spline axles. And the great thing about being a hoarder is I didn't throw away the spool that I had in my 55. So because we don't have a center section for this yet, I'm going to put the spool in there and put the axles in so I can make it a roller, because I have to have it back outside on Monday because I have a special guest showing up to help me work on the quarter panel, which I would do all this right now. However, the sun's going to go down soon and I have a perfectly good lit shot, but I'm going to go outside and try to rejet the 55 Chevy so we can go do gratuitous burnouts later, which we'll show you. So, fun fact, when my buddy Dave, the guy that owns a 56, owned this, it actually did need to be jetted down, and I want to say these had like 78s or 6s in them, and it's a pretty good running motor, and it was running rich, and so we dejetted it, and my buddy was helping me, and I told him take the carburetor off, and he didn't do it, and he just kind of slid it back a little bit so he could get the bowl off, and he dropped the jet down in the intake manifold, and it went down the runner of the one cylinder that the intake valve was open, and that sucker ended up on top of the piston. And after about 6 hours of like surgery with little tiny pieces of baling wire and everything else, we got it out of there. So I'm not going to do that, but I am going to dejet it because it's still running rich, and I forgot we have a headlight out, so I got to fix those 2 things. So today is story time under the 55 Chevy hood. So we're going to be rejetting this thing, and that's going to be pretty boring, but we can reminisce about how many good times we had in this car. The time that James Taylor didn't show up to my movie. So we were filming our first, maybe it was the second day of American Thrill Ride, and obviously we had this car. The first scene we shot anyway was us drag racing, and my buddy showed up that I invited, and he did a lot of like magazine work. Magazines were pretty relevant at the time or whatever. Anyway, I invited him to bring his hot rod to set, do some drag racing on the street, and he saw the car and he goes, 2-lane blacktop. Yeah, James Taylor drove it in the movie, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, I'm really good friends with his handler, and he's in town. He's at the expo singing. And I was like, and you know that, and you know somebody? Like, how can you get him here? Because how cool would that be? The only movie that he was in, and he could potentially be in another movie that had a similar car. It would have been really cool to have a cool story like James Taylor was in the second movie with his 55 Chevy, so to speak. But it didn't happen. He was too busy. I think he was singing that night. So it didn't work out, but yeah, it was a cool story. Thanks for joining us on another episode of the Quick 56 Gasser build. Join us next time when we address the elephant in the room and get this quarter panel straightened out. Also, we'll be working on our quick performance for 9-inch housing.